Welcome to Chapter 5, Methods. Write methods that are easy to follow. Your methods section should be clear, detailed, and easy to replicate. Think of it like giving directions. Your readers should be able to follow exactly what you did without guessing. Explain your procedures, step by step. Describe the materials, tools, and techniques you used, and justify why they were appropriate. Be specific with quantities, durations, and conditions. Avoid jargon, stay logical, and make it flow like a checklist. A well-written method section builds trust and shows your research is thorough and reliable.
1. Make your methods clear and replicable. Your methods section should be crystal clear, written so anyone could follow or replicate your work without confusion. Avoid cramming multiple steps into one sentence. Long, messy instructions make your research hard to follow. Instead, write clear, logical steps, generally no more than 2 actions per sentence. Think like a recipe. Easy-to-follow instructions make your work look professional and trustworthy.
2. Start writing your paper from the methods section. Feeling stuck? Start with your methods. It's usually the clearest and easiest section to write. Here's how to make it effective. Start your manuscript by describing your methods first. Give enough quantitative details, such as duration, time, and size. Use subheadings to organize each stage clearly, helping your reader follow the steps. Don't skip steps. Even simple actions may confuse readers if not explained. Writing methods first helps build momentum and creates a strong foundation for your paper.
3. Common complaints reviewers have about methods. If you want to avoid rejection, pay close attention to common reviewer complaints about the methods section. Here's what referees often highlight. Incomplete descriptions. Readers are left wondering about sample size or the reasoning behind your chosen method. Missing data treatment or statistical analysis. It's not enough to describe the experiment, you must also explain how you handled and analyzed the data. Recycling known data. Simply repeating established findings without proper referencing weakens your work. Be thorough, clear, and reference properly. This keeps reviewers happy and increases your chances of acceptance.
4. Structure your methods with these guiding questions. To make your methods section clear and complete, simply answer these key questions step by step. What or who did you study? What hypotheses were you testing? Where did you conduct the study, and what was special about that location? How did you design the experiment or sampling process? What assumptions did you make? What variables were measured, and why? How did you handle or treat materials or subjects? What care or precautions were involved? What equipment did you use, including any modifications, and where did it come from? Answering these helps make your methods easy to follow and replicate.
5. Final checklist for a complete methods section. To finish your methods section strong, cover these final key points. What protocol did you follow to collect your data? How did you analyze the data? Mention any statistical methods, equations, or software you used. What probability levels or significance thresholds did you apply? Can you reference previous studies to avoid repeating lengthy descriptions? What difficulties or challenges did you face during your research? How does your method improve on previous methods? Highlight what's new or better. These details make your methods transparent, replicable, and show the value of your research approach.
6. Easy ways to start your methods section. Not sure how to begin your methods? Here are 4 flexible options you can use. A. Make a general statement. Describe your method briefly. Example, the method here is simple, rapid, and sensitive. B. Refer to previous studies. Skip repeating known procedures. Example, materials used are described elsewhere. C. Mention where you got your materials, especially if sourced from labs or companies. Example, bacterial strains were kindly provided by. Or D.
Start with your subject selection. Explain how you selected your data or participants. Example, subjects were chosen from. Choose the style that keeps your writing clear and logical.
7. More ways to start your methods section. Here are 3 additional styles to begin your methods. Choose based on what fits your study best. E. Focus on the investigation location. Start by telling where the study happened, as in, the study was carried out in Athens. F. Direct readers to a figure. You can guide attention to a diagram or setup image, as in, Figure 1 shows the experimental setup. And G. Go straight to your first step. Sometimes it's simplest to dive right into your procedure, as in, frontal cerebral cortices were dissected from. These flexible openings help your methods section flow naturally and clearly. 8. Use past tense and passive voice in methods. Most of your methods section should be written in past simple because you're describing what you've already done. Here's why this matters. Past simple helps separate your work from others, who are usually cited in present simple. Passive voice puts focus on the action, not the actor, making the procedure the star. While active voice can be used sparingly, avoid saying I or we. Keep it formal and impersonal. Example, say, the samples were heated to 100 degrees Celsius instead of we heated the samples to 100 degrees Celsius.
9. Combine related actions for smoother sentences. Don't make your methods sound like a robotic manual. Avoid writing one short sentence for every small action. Instead, combine related actions into one clear sentence to make your writing smoother and more engaging. An example to avoid: a first postal invitation to participate in the survey was sent to 26 practices in Yorkshire, full stop, then continue with, a total of 5 practices indicated their willingness to participate. Better approach: following an invitation sent to 26 practices, 5 responded positively. This keeps your methods concise while still being easy to follow.
10. Keep the subject and verb close together. For clearer writing, avoid separating the subject from the verb with long phrases or unnecessary details. Keeping them close improves readability and keeps your sentences smooth. For example, the 4 practices, which had been previously identified with varying list sizes, comprised. Better version: the 4 practices had list sizes ranging between 4750 and 8200. They comprised. This approach helps readers grasp your point quickly without losing focus. 11. Use bullet points to improve clarity. When presenting multiple items or categories, use bullet points to make your writing clearer and easier to follow. A long paragraph with multiple points packed together makes it harder for readers to grasp the information. Instead, break it down with bullet points. An inner-city practice with an ethnically diverse population. 2 urban practices with average levels of socio-deprivation. A mixed urban-rural practice. Bullets improve readability and allow your key points to stand out clearly. 12. Describe processes in a natural flow. To make your writing sound smoother, avoid robotic lists in your sentences. Example of what to avoid: factors include heat, humidity, pH, and microbial attacks. This feels mechanical and disconnected. Better approach: the chemistry of these materials can be affected, for example, by heat, humidity, pH, and microbial attacks. This structure creates a more natural and engaging flow, helping readers follow your explanation with ease. 13. Reduce the word count for better clarity. A good method section is short, clear, and to the point. Avoid unnecessary details that clutter your writing. Here are 3 simple ways to keep it concise. Summarize using tables or figures whenever possible instead of long paragraphs. Skip obvious explanations, assume your readers already know standard techniques in your field, and cite existing references. If a method is fully explained in previous work, reference it rather than repeating the full details. This keeps your method section focused, readable, and professional.
14. Help your readers save time while reading. When writing methods, make it easy for your readers to follow along. Avoid forcing them to flip back and forth between sections. Here's how. Avoid unclear labels like Type 1 or Type 2. Instead, use short descriptive phrases like inner city practice so readers instantly understand. Limit unnecessary acronyms. While acronyms like ICP for inner city practice save space, they disrupt flow if readers have to remember or search for their meaning. Write clearly so your readers stay focused without extra effort.
Number 15. Choose logical flow over strict chronology. When writing methods, focus on logical flow rather than the exact sequence of actions. Your goal is clarity, not a timeline. However, within each sentence or paragraph, readers should still feel a natural progression, moving forward step by step. Example of good flow. The sample was filtered and acidified at pH 2. It was then mixed with X, which enabled stabilization. This keeps the description smooth, easy to follow, and logically structured.
16. Keep explanations brief and direct. When explaining why you chose certain methods or equipment, avoid wordy phrases and get straight to the point. Common mistakes. In order to validate. In an attempt to identify. Our aim was to better approach. Use passive verbs like was chosen for simplicity. Example, this equipment was chosen for its low cost, or this equipment was chosen to save money. This keeps your writing short, clear, and more professional.
17. Use clear verbs like allow, enable, and permit. When explaining how one element helps achieve a result, use allow, enable, or permit for clarity and simplicity. These verbs quickly show how A gives the ability to B to do C. Examples. The equipment allowed us to identify X. The software enabled X to be identified. The model permits the analysis of X. These verbs help keep your methods clear, professional, and easy to understand. 18. Connect ideas using thus, therefore, and thereby. To show the consequences of your research decisions, connectors like thus, therefore, thereby, and consequently help your writing flow naturally. Example 1. An evaluation showed X equals Y, thus giving insight into Z, thereby providing a basis for further study. Example 2. An evaluation showed X equals Y. Consequently, the next step was to investigate Z. Or, the next step was thus, therefore, consequently, to investigate Z. These connectors make your writing more cohesive and easier to follow. 19. Should you use digits or words? When writing numbers, always check your journal's specific guidelines. They vary from paper to paper. 2 common practices. Some journals prefer all numbers as digits, for example, 2 pulses instead of 2 pulses. Others suggest writing words for numbers 1 to 10 and digits from 11 onwards. Exception. For measurements, always use digits, 5 mm, not 5 millimeters. Tip. When written out, 10 millimeters has an S, plural, while 5 mm does not. Following these rules improves consistency in your writing. 20. Never start a sentence with a digit. Always avoid starting a sentence with a number in digits. It disrupts readability and can confuse your readers. Wrong. 2,000 respondents have participated. 2,879 respondents have participated. Correct. 2,000 respondents have participated. A total of 2,879 respondents have participated. If needed, rephrase the sentence to introduce numbers naturally while maintaining clarity. 21. Avoid ambiguity for smoother reading. Ambiguous sentences slow your readers down. They force people to stop and guess the meaning. Solution?
clarify your writing by adding helpful words, connectors, or punctuation. For example, having completed the study, the bacteria were of no further interest. This wrongly implies the bacteria completed the study. Better version? Once the study had been completed, the bacteria were of no further interest. This small adjustment keeps your writing precise and easy to follow.
22. Final tips for a strong methods section. To make your methods section even more effective, here are additional points to consider. Use subheadings to organize different stages clearly. Mention any precautions you took. This builds your credibility as a careful and thorough researcher. Discuss limitations or problems honestly to show transparency. Highlight the strengths of your methods, especially compared to previous studies. These small additions make your writing more professional, clear, and persuasive.